Hello creatives! In this video, I'll share with you 10 habits rich people have that you don't, and what habits you need to adopt to start enjoying wealth and live in abundance. In the world today, the gap between the rich and the poor continues to widen. The rich continue getting more prosperous as the poor wallow in extreme poverty. Do you ever wonder why? According to American investor and writer Robert Kiyosaki, the only difference between a rich person and a poor person is how they use their time. And according to Jacob Astor, wealth is largely a result of habits. Mr. Kiyosaki and Mr. Astor talked about one major differentiator for the rich and the poor: habit. What's habit exactly, and what do the rich do that the poor don't? Habits are generally daily behaviors that can make you successful or unsuccessful. You'll be dumbfounded when you learn about 10 little yet life-transforming things that the rich do but the poor don't. Number 9 is just astounding. But before then, if you're new here, consider subscribing to this channel and continue receiving great videos like this. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can get informed every time I publish a life-changing video. Let's keep the ball rolling. Number 1. The rich set goals. According to studies, 67% of rich guys write down their goals compared to 17% of the poor. That's a big difference if you ask me. Bill Copeland once warned, the trouble with not having a goal is that you can spend your life running up and down the field and never score. So, while the poor are trying to figure out what to do, the rich have a well-defined plan. This brings us to the SMART goal-setting formula that the most successful people employ. In this formula, you have to do the following. S for specific. You have to specify your goals. M for measurable. You have to measure your goals. A for achievable. Your goals should be attainable. R for relevance. Your goals need to make sense to you. T for time. You should have a time limit for attaining your goals. The takeaway. Apply the SMART goal-setting formula to start following through with your goals like the rich. Number 2. The rich wake up early. Did you know that 44% of the rich wake up at least 3 hours before their work time? That's opposed to 3% of the poor. Former President Barack Obama, Apple CEO Tim Cook, and Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey are renowned early risers. So, if they are that successful and can afford to wake up early, what about you? As Hat Elrod would say, wake up early every day so that while others are still dreaming, you can make your dreams come true. Generally, early risers are often happier, more optimistic, and more proactive. The takeaway: learn to wake up earlier than others so that you can prepare for the day ahead before everyone else does. 3. The rich read a lot. According to Zig Ziglar, rich people have small TVs and big libraries, and poor people have small libraries and big TVs. So what does that tell you about the two groups? Noticeably, the rich read a lot and watch less TV, while the poor do the opposite. In fact, research shows that 86% of wealthy folks enjoy reading daily as opposed to 26% of the poor. Only 6% of the wealthy really watch TV, when 78% of the poor are obsessed with such programs. So what's the deal? Well, the rich understand that reading makes them smarter than watching a TV program. That explains why Warren Buffett, the 4th richest person globally, reads about 500 pages a day. On the other hand, Bill Gates, the world's 2nd richest person, reads about 50 books every year. The takeaway: develop a reading culture. Start watching less TV and read more. The rich manage their money. The rich are who they are because they know how to manage their finances. They invest wisely and take calculated risks. They also know when it's okay to spend and when they should cut down on unnecessary expenses. I like how American financier Suze Orman puts it. What you choose to do with your money shows whether you are truly powerful or powerless. A rich person donates for the right cause and invests when an opportunity presents itself. They avoid liabilities while finding ways to increase their assets. The takeaway: learn to invest and save more than you spend. You can only get wealthier when you make more than you spend. 5. The rich give to charity. According to research, 79% of the rich give to charity. Do you think it's because they have a lot? That could be true, but it's also because a majority of them were not born rich. So they understand what it means to go a day without food or a roof over their heads. They give so that someone somewhere doesn't have to go through what they went through. Oprah Winfrey is the perfect example. Oprah was raised by a teenage single mom in a poor neighborhood and was unfortunately raped when she was 9 years old. However, that didn't stop her from becoming one of the most influential and strongest women in the world. She's also one of the richest. According to Forbes, she's worth $2.6 billion. But despite that, Oprah is one of the most philanthropic women. As of 2012, Oprah was reported to have given about $400 million in scholarships. That goes in agreement with Erich Fromm's famous words. Not he who has much is rich, but he who gives much. Michelle Obama also reiterated this fact. This is how the former First Lady sees it. Success isn't about how much money you make. It's about the difference you make in people's lives. The takeaway: you become more prosperous when you impact other people's lives. 6. The rich are health conscious. According to Ralph Waldo Emerson, the first wealth is health. The rich recognize that, and so they invest a lot in their health. They exercise often and are picky when it comes to what they eat. Generally, they understand that good health is one thing that their money cannot buy. After all, what's money if you can't enjoy it? The takeaway: if you want to be like the rich, you have to start living healthy. There's no greater wealth than health. 7. The rich have multiple income streams. According to well-known comedian Chris Rock, wealth is not all about having a lot of money. It's about having a lot of options. Most of us depend on a single job, which we'll give all we've got from 9 to 5. The sad reality is that you can't get rich with just a single source of income. Overall, 65% of rich people have at least 3 income streams. That not only supercharges their earnings, but also protects them against a financial setback. If you depend on one job, what happens if you lose it? It would help if you had a backup plan, or should I say, backup plans. The takeaway: secure your financial future by getting multiple streams of income. Number 8. The rich always network. It's reported that 79% of the rich spend at least 5 hours a month to network. That's opposed to 16% of the poor. Many of them are always looking for inspiring networks, even if they aren't of the same class. No one understands this better than Tremendous Jones, who stated that you will be the same person in 5 years as you are today, except for the people you meet and the books you read. The reality is that we all need people around us. While the poor are more likely to hang around toxic relationships, the rich look for like-minded individuals who can share great ideas and inspire them. The takeaway: consider networking consistently. Befriend the rich and the most successful at events, conferences, and at any opportunity you get, and you'll definitely learn their way of life. Number 9. The rich rarely gamble. While the poor gamble frequently, hoping to bag the jackpot, the rich rarely waste their money to bet. I like how President Donald Trump puts it: a gambler is someone who plays the slot machine. I prefer to own a slot machine. Does that mean that the rich are not risk takers? Of course not. Most of them took a considerable risk at some point, and it's mostly why they are rich. The difference is that they take calculated risks. The rich do the math beforehand, and as a result, they don't rely on Lady Luck for a breakthrough, but their financial intelligence. The takeaway: take risks that are reliant on your financial intelligence and research, and don't just gamble your way to riches. Number 10. The rich value their time. Time is valuable, and no one understands that more than American entrepreneur Jim Rohn. This is how he describes time. Time is more valuable than money. You can get more money, but you can never get more time. The rich generally relate time to money, and so they try hard to make every second count. They know that they can earn money back, but they can't regain lost time. Unlike the poor, the rich don't waste their time trying to figure out things they know they don't have expertise. They would rather pay someone to do it, as they invest their time in something they're good at. The takeaway: spend your time wisely, as once it's wasted, it can never be recovered. In conclusion, there is no doubt that the rich are different. They are disciplined in how they do things, and their habits are a significant contributor to their success. So if I were you, I would start copying one rich man habit at a time. I know this video was exciting and you loved it. Check out these other interesting videos. If you haven't subscribed yet, you're definitely missing out. See you in the next one!